morning, Ryan.
Morning. How's things?
Very, very good. To those who are connecting, good morning, good to everybody. Sam Charles is a little late, and he has sent me a message that he'll join a bit later. Let us hope he does. Sam, the last live stream with you was awesome.
Yeah, it was really good to go through things. It's been a crazy week in domains this week. Lots of, I don't know if you heard about chat.com sold.
No, I haven't heard of it. Chat.com was sold.
So what happened is one of the owners of HubSpot, HubSpot bought Connect.com last year for 10 million, as you do. It's like a third-party marketplace for HubSpot. And then Dharmesh, the owner, bought Chat.com for his chat AI upgrade for reportedly 10 million.
For 10 million?
For 10 million. Well, it's meant to be above 10 million, but they've published 10 million. So that was the biggest sale of the week.
Wow.
Great.
What do you say? Did they leave some money on the table?
No, I think they've made a mistake. No one's talking about it, but chat.com is used for like a webcam in the past, like free sex shows, basically.
So if you look at the webcam shows, okay? Yes.
So if you look at the backlink profile, it's got loads of dodgy links and stuff. So I think the key thing is that the company that sold it, Hilco, they were brokering it or they owned it, I'm not sure. But if he'd had professional advice, they would have got it for maybe 1 million because of the backlink profile. They
would also put on the table that a significant work of cleaning the backlink profile will be necessary to be done.
Yeah, I mean, when you get to 10 million or anything above 1 million, you'd expect it to be in pristine condition. So for it to have those backlinks, I mean, removing backlinks at the best time is difficult, let alone in the adult industry.
It takes half a year to 1 year, and many of the backlinks are you are physically unable to remove them.
Oh, so yeah, it's super difficult. So I think that highlights why you should get someone to negotiate if you're going to buy something big, because that could have been driven down to 1 million based on the backlink profile. I would have had a field day on it. But it kind of is what it is. If you go to court, you'd have a solicitor, wouldn't you? Or you'd have someone advise you.
Yes.
You wouldn't go on your own. So it's the same kind of thing.
If you would, that would be a big mistake. A friend of mine just recently decided that would be the case to save money on the solicitor. In the end of the day, he as a claimant had to pay costs of two parties, legal costs.
It's really important when you buy.
Horrible mistake. Absolutely.
Yeah. It's really important that you get professional advice. So, I mean, it's amazing for the domain industry, right? Because it's a great sell.
Oh, brilliant. Yes.
It trumped our sell or our acquisition, which is a bit disappointing. We were hoping to announce that. We bought or.com.
Sorry, can you spell it out, please?
OR.
OR.
Or.com.
Okay, or.com.
So we purchased that 2 weeks ago. It's pending transfer, so it should complete. Well, all the legal stuff's done, but it will complete and be in our hands Monday or Tuesday.
Wow.
So that's our biggest purchase to date. So that's definitely worth a bell ring.
Wow. How much did you pay for it?
High six figures.
High six figures.
High six figures, yeah. So just under 1 million, but towards that region. So it's one of a couple of 3 letters we're working on at the moment. And, as part of the fractionalized...
Two letters.
2 letters, yeah. 2 letters.
Yes.
Yeah, 2 letters, yeah. There's so much going on that I get a bit confused. But yeah, no, so it's part of the fractional... last time we spoke about buying these assets and then breaking them up into 10,000 parts and allowing people to have a share in an ultra premium asset. That's probably one of the things we're going to look at with or.com. So that's the biggest domain we've ever purchased. That was quite stressful, but
maybe I should connect you with it.com. And you could maybe look into the business of selling third level domain names if you wanted to. We can organize a dinner. We can have a dinner in London, maybe.
Yeah, that'd be good. I reached out to them actually because we've got DN Forum. So I reached out to it.com and
I have heard that. Yes, we had a chat and he told me. Yes. Yeah, that's very smart. That's very smart.
Well, the thing is that DN Forum's got 550,000 domainers on the platform.
Yes.
So to send a weekly email is quite expensive.
Absolutely.
Where that goes into it. So I reached out to a couple of sponsors and said, look, basically, if you're willing to put a banner on there, then essentially we want to use the money to do email marketing.
Of course. Have you made any sales? Have you made any agreements?
No, I mean, I reached out. I think it was early this week, end of last week, and then we've just been sorting out the moderation side of things, recategorizing some stuff, getting rid of the spam. There's so much junk on there. So no, not yet. It's probably by the end of April. I think there's no mad rush for it.
This is something that I'm looking into as well. I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to find a software that helps to evaluate which brands in different niches are starting spending money for some reason on advertising, on banners. That would make them just finding those signs that a company starts fighting for their place under the sun, that they are going after the throne, and then it is easier to approach them rather than going for really conservative companies who are like, we are fine. Others come and take our business. That's okay. We still make our money. I will not name any.
I mean, the forum's a great platform, and I mean, IT.com. That they've gone big on everywhere, haven't they? They're trying to get their domains out there. So yeah, it's they're one of the big players. But then, so yeah, today's the cut-off day for Namescon, the early bird pricing.
Yes.
The domain event in Texas. So that's 31st of May. Today's the cut-off point. So it goes from like $400 up to $1,000 or something. So if anyone's thinking of going, today's the day to save some money.
Absolutely. Yes, and we have retweeted it under the domain summit as well. Yeah. And if you don't have money and you are in the UK or Europe, or if you are tight on budget, well, the main summit is free for domainers. Really and for businesses, it is £50 only. And then you get a different kind of badge and different kind of banner, color as well. Then you are attending as business and showing that you support the idea of the main summit.
I think it's really good because there's not much in the UK. So for people to get together, I couldn't go last year, but this year we'll be there. Mo will come along. Yes. And then some of the other people that work with us will come along. So looking forward to seeing everyone.
That'll be awesome. Maybe, I should definitely have a dinner with you, and maybe we can talk how we can collaborate more.
Yeah, definitely. There's loads of opportunities.
You've got some. So how do you plan to compete with Name Pros?
I'm not really, to be honest. We're just going to clean it up.
Come on, that is.
There's not really much competition. Name Pros has got its kind of target audience. It's quite strict. There's pros and cons to it. We're just more about an open community, to be honest, and we'll provide the facility to enable that. It's not a massive. It wasn't a strategic money-making opportunity. Yes. It was to get our name out there. The SEO stats alone are absolutely huge on it. So there's fringe benefits, getting cited the domain names that go up there, having contact. I mean, there are 550,000 users on there. How many that are active on that? I'm not sure. I just seen a question.
Okay, yes, we can put it on. And if you have any questions, please come, ask them. I'll put them on the screen, and we'll try to be as honest as we can. Yes. So
yeah, there's 550,000 registered users since day one. Active users are around about 60,000. I understand. So yeah, I mean, it is the oldest forum, and it just needs. I think when Epic took it over, I think when sites change hand, there's generally people try and come and put their mark on it and say, right, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and there's a load of change, and change isn't always necessarily a good thing. So I think I'm quite cautious of that, and just keep it well moderated, get some quality domains on there. We'll probably add like a private part of it for premium domain names or wholesale domain names. And then we'll upgrade membership. We won't be looking at pricing more people that add value and give them access to some of the hidden forums.
Ryan, I never knew that it was actually under Epic.
Yeah, Epic bought it. Yeah, they bought it in 18 months ago. They bought it, 2021, 2020, something like that. They paid $85,000 for it.
85,000. Okay.
Yeah. And then they had a paid moderating team. So a few people have reached out to me saying, basically, we want to moderate.
Yes.
So they spent fairly big on it. It was difficult because all their products were Epic products, and just the format of just putting a post up on there was quite a lot of rules and stuff, and I don't really like the way it's done. I quite like, if you look at Acorn as a good example of a really well run forum.
Yes.
You know, the diversity of conversations is really good. You meet some really interesting people. There's a few negative people, but you're always going to get them in life. As a platform, really well run.
Yes, and especially with old members.
Yeah,
especially with old members. Yes, I do know some huge, amazing forums, and the issues there. Most of the old members are banned for some stupid reasons.
Yeah,
that's quite
yeah.
sad.
I think you need to take a view on things and be a bit sensible, to be honest.
Yes.
Yeah. So what else have we been working on? We've got Brandable and Flip.
Yes.
Brandable, we're about to go to design next week. We've spent the last 3 weeks going through the technical infrastructure for Brandable and Flip. So designs will start happening end of next week. So we'll share some things as we go. But that's been quite a lot of work in the background.
Ryan, do you know the story of Epic? What happened with Epic? As I totally missed it. I'm so submerged into the things I do that I do not have time to read gossip or news or something. If you can share.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, what happened was, so Rob Monster, the owner of Epic, had it since 2010, created it from scratch. A few of the products were intermingled. So, for example, their Masterbucks token was essentially an unlicensed escrow, and so a few things came out of the woodwork, and they hit a few financial problems. The creditors came in and put a new CEO in place, so that's Brian. Brian Royce. So he came out and he's trying to basically turn things around. They've done really well in clawing back to being in a kind of a sustainable position. And they've been approached. I believe there's a couple of registrars looking to buy it, but I think they want to keep it in independent hands. But yeah, there was like a commingling of funds, or money. The different Epic got quite big, but there were different strands of Epic, and they weren't necessarily operating independently. So for a marketplace or for escrow, the money should be in a separate account. It shouldn't be into the group. So it's a bit messy, but it seems like they're making progress.
And I have heard rumors that, and all I know about the Rob Monster, only the good. Whenever I've heard his name, his name had a gold standard, like one of those names, right? Like something like that. And I understand that there are rumors that he lost the money, tried trading or something, but those are just rumors. Yes.
Yeah. No, I mean, look, I don't know.
Shit happens. It shouldn't. But we are all just people, and sometimes we can slip.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything like trading or anything like that. I think he invested in a few businesses. I think he's gold standard, right? Really nice guy, did his best for everyone.
Yes.
But the thing is then when he went down this kind of religious type of route, and some of the things he's going into, which kind of came out in the end forum, like they've got this Kingdom Ventures now, and it's that's caused a lot of issues. What is
Kingdom Ventures?
It's something to do with some kind of religious venture capital funding company or something. So that over the last couple of years, it all got a bit murky with what he was trying to achieve, and then it all blew up last year, where a couple of creditors stepped in and said, no, enough's enough, and so they're working their way through trying to sort it out. But as a brand, really good. They're pioneering the GoDaddy killer, really solid brand. Rob was a good guy, and they've just got themselves in a right pickle, which they're working their way out of.
Well, most of the business owners walk that thin line, or the edge of the sword or edge of the knife.
Yeah, I mean, he did a lot of good things as well. He's pushing quite a lot of stuff into Africa and Asia and trying to help out. So the underlying motives are good. I think he just got himself in a bit of a pickle, and the domain world is quite consolidated. They're at the fringe where they're not quite big enough to be I think they've got like 1 million domains under management or something. But if you look at name silo or something, they've got hundreds of millions of customers and stuff. So it will all play out in the next few months, I dare say.
Things happen. Do you think he will recover?
No.
Is he still in the
no?
Not in domain name space.
No, he'll be gone. He's part. I think he's part
domain
of the problem.
Name space is some representatives from domain space are so cruel. Oh God, so straightforward.
Yeah. I mean, I think the opportunity with domain still exists because it's kind of like an amateur market. There's a few big players. There's a lot of people from the 90s who've made some money and haven't really done much, which is why there's not much innovation. Buying a domain is relatively straightforward, but trying to create a product or a marketplace or something that pushes things forward is much more difficult.
Okay, here's a comment. Okay, David definitely knows the story, and he says DNF originally founded by Dan Gessler. Okay, can I ask you on the running costs of DN Forum?
Yeah, of course you can. Hosting is like $250 a month.
One server, two servers?
One server.
One server.
We've got our own dedicated service, which I've been trying to move the site across, but it's just been a headache. So it's on, can't remember the name of the company, but it's Epic's own, whatever their hosting company is. Okay. So dedicated server, I think $250 a month.
Okay.
And then there were a few paid staff. I'm not sure if we'll move forward with that because obviously I've got admin people that work for me. So it's obviously easier when I'm in regular contact. So we'll see, but no, relatively inexpensive.
Yes. Okay. And I mean, yes.
Right. No, I was just going to say for what it takes, I think $250 is a lot for what it actually takes, what resources it needs. Is probably overkill with the current setup.
So, but once you start experiencing traffic peaks or something, then
if it gets back to those levels. But again, traffic's more. It's not necessarily.
Maybe Ryan, maybe we should allow you to do the live stream of the domain summit.
Yeah, we can have a conversation about that.
Maybe.
Yeah, these integrated. Integrated into the.
Yes, we could do something fun. I'm always for fun ideas. A bit disruptive.
Well,
many wouldn't like it, but
with the users we've got as well, it'd be good to push out an email to let them know about the summit for those people that are in UK or Europe. That'd be quite good. When is what are the dates again of the domain summit?
22nd and 23rd of August, the same as the last year.
Yeah, it should be good. It's good to meet up with some people in real life as well. 'Cause I know people from the forum and stuff by their username and various bits of bob. It'd be good to meet up, have a beer, and talk about some domain names.
Yes, absolutely. And maybe we should. Yeah, have you had a chat with your guys? Do you want to have a panel?
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to go through it with them. Obviously, look. So we've got the .uk group, which is Flip and Brandwell, and then I've got Digital Candy.
Yes.
Which is owns DN Forum. So if everything goes to plan, the new site should be up by end of May. So it could be quite good for us to come along. But Mo will definitely be up for it. And
then all you need is just one table there, and then that's it. At the moment, I'm not giving out any more keynote speaker slots, as I'm actively looking for really knowledgeable female speakers. Otherwise, I'm not really the feminist, but there is some truth in it that women do not get enough opportunities in this man's world.
Yeah, and that's a bit of a.
We can smile about that. We understand the reasons. And still, it is a bit more difficult for women. Not only a bit, but it is possible to achieve everything. And so I'm having several conversations with high level females.
Okay.
About
domain people.
Oh yes, from the domain name industry, yes, and very very high standing person I cannot name from ICANN. made
Okay.
some suggestions to me, and I referring on his name. I'm contacting them and seeing, hey, can I get him or not? So we'll see.
Yeah. No, I think that it's good. In the UK, I think there's I can't remember there's one lady who's pretty prolific in the UK. I can't remember her name. Is it Angie? It might be Angie.
Oh,
Not
yes,
sure.
yes. Angie. Oh, she's the domain name owner. She has that large tool at the domain name. Yes, portfolio. Domain name Summit is more like I'm trying to create a B2B business domain name business event. It is not
Okay.
just definitely it is not about NFTs. I didn't like the route. The namescon. Yes, the namescon went. Adding NFTs into domain name conference. Come on, are you serious? But well, yes, I understand that digital assets or something. I want to put together registrars, domainers, registries, and stuff like that. Yes, basically a B2B European and one of the global events. Okay,
Let's get Flipper. Flipper would be a good one to get down to London.
Of course, Flipper. Yes, Flipper would be good, really good. There are many things. Okay, here is a. So David has definitely some questions. I'll keep them coming. Do you really believe you can get much traction with a forum today, when so many people have moved to blogs? And okay, fantastic question. And David, before Ryan answers, I'm pro forums as well. None of my friends understand it. We have launched Ryan. So I have created Maria Coin for Maria ecosystem. So Hostmaria, we have Maria Buy and other things. Maria CX will be live after 2 years after we pass FCA regulations and accreditation. So Coin Exchange. It is a long route, and I have launched Maria.zone forum for Maria ecosystem, and I did kill down our Discord channel for the coin. Everybody got pissed, but I am so pro forums. So maybe if you could answer the comment of David and the question.
Yeah, so blogs are obviously one-way communication, aren't they? I'll write my opinion down. You can read it. You can't really interact with it. So they're very static. You have things like Discord, which is more crypto, I think, for those kind of community getting-togethers. But I think forums are really important. And when I look back at what I've gained and bought and sold and contacts I've made through the various forums, I think they're a really valuable part. And it creates this kind of safe environment for people to talk about something they're very interested in, all in one place. So I think they're really important. And so I'm just trying to read the rest of it. And yeah, I don't think they've shrunken. If you look at Acore Domains, it's been fairly consistent month over month. It's got advertisers. There's loads of conversations that go on there.
Yes.
Same as Name Pros. And DN Forum, to a lesser extent, it's traded hands a few times. But as a platform, definitely, I think it's they're very valuable in my opinion.
And plus, Ryan, the thing you said about users. So you have that huge number of users. So you have 550,000 users. Yes, most of them inactive. Maybe they just created an account, looked around, maybe made one post, and that's it. And then you have 50, 60,000 active users.
Yeah.
One email newsletter, just sending out, let us say three emails to all the users. You can physically reach major part of domainer community, global domainer community. Nobody can do that. No domain media can do that. Nobody has that database. Nobody.
Yeah, it's really that's really valuable. I mean, remember, there's 20 million posts on DN Forum through the years, so it's covered. There's a whole history of everything that's happened in the domain community. All it needs is a bit of stability.
What's the backlink profile? It should be mental.
70. I use Ahrefs. I think it's 70, but absolutely, probably the strongest digital asset I've got in terms of SEO.
Yes.
Kind of, slightly below gu.com. But for domains, it's very, very strong.
Okay.
Lots and lots of links.
And here is where will you find these contributors? People who post there.
Where we find them, well, to be honest, it's more about doing a few changes to the forum. So just a couple of categorization changes.
Very good question. Very good question. Yes.
And then it's about re-engaging with people, to be honest, because it's not that the user base is there. We need to sort a couple of issues, and then we'll go out with email to them and re-engage them. And as we get, because we'll be spending a bit of time on there, we'll put on really good assets that we've got, the buy and sell, and then we'll do a weekly newsletter and stuff. So I think we'll add value basically to bring people back, but the majority of people are already kind of members that just need a gentle push.
And also, it is quite a lot about advertising. Coming on a live stream like this, it does help. There are many new young domainers who just entered the space, and hey, they've seen Ryan. There is DN forum. Why not just go there and register?
Yeah,
and start
absolutely.
Asking the questions. Yes,
absolutely. I think it's it's all got a part to play, and I think that you've obviously got Domain Sherpa, which is a kind of slightly different. But that's probably the lead. It's been around for a long time.
Yes, absolutely.
So it's good to have an alternative and talk about, obviously with our insight into the UK space as well. It's quite good. But the more people that engage,
absolutely,
stuff, the better for the industry, better for people.
I grew up on Domain Sherpa. Ryan, every Monday evening I took a bath. God, it sounds horrible. I had my laptop and I love hot baths, and I was watching Domain Sherpa, and I was one of the first Domain Sherpa watchers from the very beginning when it was started. I loved it with all the times it changed, and I have such a huge respect towards the name Domain Sherpa and Andrew Rosner, who bought it as well. And yes,
it's really good. It's good. They go through. They go through. There's loads of insights and tips you can get from like Braden's on there, Andrew, and so lots of good insights, and it's really good. It's got a big following.
Yes, so absolutely. Okay, so kidoki, and I want to offer promotion of your channel. Viewers, followers, use bots. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Where do we sign up?
Where do we sign up? Okay. Okay, comments section. Okay. AD is a shell of a former self. Okay, DNF is the same.
Yeah, I mean, there's quite a lot of good stuff that happens on Acorn. In terms of there was a post on about domain parking.
Yes.
Okay, so we've got 6,500 domains on Bodis domain parking.
Oh,
and it generates $50 a day in domain parking. That's 6,000 domains. But one of the posts on Acorn was about affiliate marketing. So Paul Laskos, really talented guy. If you don't know who he is, you should reach out to him on Acorn Domains. He's created a affiliate-based landing page using Amazon. So if you go to sportsbottles.co.uk, you'll see what he's done. But I think there's loads of good content across the forums, and I can't really defend DN forum. It's changed hands a few times.
Ryan, you opened the chart yourself. I did see the forum post where you said what you are planning to do with Flip and Amazon. Can you tell us more?
So with Flip's going to be more Bodis integration.
Yes.
But potentially we're looking at an affiliate-based and lead generation-based domain parking system. So what we'll do is we'll integrate products in there, and we're just working out the mechanics of it. It's probably not looking at it till the end of the year, because I'm kind of backlogged up, and the fractional ownership thing will be first. But essentially, we'll allow people we'll enter into commercial agreements with big companies, and then we'll do some kind of revenue share with domain holders who want to do affiliate-based parking or lead generation. They're different models from getting, say, a penny a click. They're potentially more lucrative, but they'll take a bit longer. But obviously, I've got quite a background in finance, so lead generation and selling leads is or generating leads anyway. I've done a lot of that. So there's a couple of different models we're looking at. And, domain parking hasn't changed in the last 10, 15 years.
Ryan, are you thinking to also offer domain parking, or are you gonna just create a parking solution for your own domains and flip? Or can it result into a commercial product?
Yeah, well, 100% would be a standalone commercial product. 100%.
Wow. Hey, bodies, do you hear that?
Yeah, well, the opportunity is there, and there's so many people with domains that aren't being utilized. So it's something we're working on. But yeah, from a technical perspective, it's pretty straightforward, to be honest. It's the hard part's getting the commercial agreements in place with Amazon, or I'm trying to look at a big brand deal. So you've got domain parking at the moment with just your adverts. I'm trying to look as behind a banner behind the parking, and try a big company in. So it will help with the marketplaces, because we'll have quite a high volume of domains under management, which is the key thing. You need enough domains to make it interesting to the bigger companies.
So what is there with Amazon? You said that you have some kind of idea working with Amazon, and it is unique. Nobody's doing that.
Yeah.
The opportunity is there, but nobody has implemented that. I would love to hear more.
Okay. So I reached out to Amazon a couple of months ago about domain parking. Because domain parking is technically against Amazon's terms and conditions.
Ah, okay.
So I reached out to them along with a few other e-commerce marketplaces, and we're working through things. But essentially, we need enough volume of domains, and then we can look at an exclusive relationship whereby we're allowed to. The key thing is having some AI to understand the context of the domain. So what ad should be shown? What is the history of the domain? Which should we pick? Which product should we promote? And that's the kind of brains behind it that's being worked on in the background.
So AI discovers history of a domain, extracts possible keywords, and then puts Amazon products with links. Hey, you could be interested in these products that are on special offer now at Amazon, or something like that. And it would result in more sales at Amazon, more traffic to them, and better commissions to the domain part for domain owners.
Yeah,
and for you as well.
Good brand awareness for Amazon.
Wow, very nice.
So, So as I say, it's something we're working on. But with Flip, in the next, and Brandball, you'll be able to just domain park with Bodis straight off the bat. So the key thing is we're also looking to enable you to renew your domains through the platform, but essentially just click a switch and it will update the DNS to then domain park it for you prior to an auction, after you acquire it. Just one kind of easy console to manage things.
So, and later on, if it works out, then you would create it as a commercial product that anybody can use.
Yeah, we've got about 100 tests, different varieties. We've got lead generation. We've got our affiliate based, not through Amazon, but through other suppliers that we've signed up with.
Ryan, so sorry for cutting you. And then there is a question. So let us say I have 1,000.co.uk domain names. I don't have them, but let us say I have. I put them for sale at Flip.
Yep.
The new monetization system is there, hypothetically.
Yep. Correct.
Am I profiting from from the monetization, or just Flip platform?
No, you'd make money from the you'd monetize whatever the income is from Bodis.
Okay, so domain sellers are putting they have put their assets for sale, and meanwhile all the traffic is monetized as well. They get the major cut, and you'll get yours.
Yeah. The key thing is one of the key things we're trying to do is basically pull across. So let's say you capture domain,
Yes.
If we can allow 3 days before the auction happens, we can get really valuable statistics to share back on the auction platform as to how many visitors it's had, what income it's likely to generate and stuff. So we're hoping to drive that out, because if you have a domain parked, you can generally sell it for like 28 times the monthly income. So if we can show some visibility, we'll be the only platform that actually shows you what the value of that domain is and what its potential earnings could be. So using that connection with Bodis will be really valuable for people who are looking to sell domains.
Absolutely. And especially displaying the traffic for the new buyers, that would be good. Yes. Okay. Let us see what else do we have there in the comments. Okay. Historic posts of very limited. Well, I would disagree. What about you?
So you wouldn't necessarily go to the forum to search for historic posts, but if you're new to domaining, for example, and you do a search about something that you think is a good idea, you're going to land on one of the 20 million posts that are on DN forum.
Yes.
Okay, and then you'll go direct into that, and you can track the history. So I don't think you necessarily search for it. You'll go through Google, and you'll end up at DN forum.
And also, David, there is a thing. Once you start using forums, sometimes you go after very, very, very specific keywords. Very specific keywords. And then you would get back to 2013 when you find a post where that keyword is really worked on. Maybe you are looking for a domainer that has been mentioned somewhere, and then forums is one of the places to find them. So once for the general, for large quantity keywords, this could be true. But for really, really specific ones, yes, then you need huge mass to actually for those keywords to be there. I don't know if you agree or not, but
yeah, no, definitely. I think also looking back through the history of things helps you to understand, like domain parking was huge back in the day, and it's kind of diminished over time. But if you can go back 2 years ago, you'll notice that the revenues dropped a bit as for publishing in general. So I think it's quite good for.
Yes. And David has really good suggestions and ideas and questions. Thank you, David. He says that you might need to pay people to write quality content. What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, absolutely. I reached out to Bob. I can't remember his name. Bob Hawks or something. He writes for Name Pro.
Such a pleasant guy.
Really nice guy.
Yes.
So I reached out to him to see if he would write for us. I've reached out to a few people. I'm happy to pay for content, for quality content. Absolutely. So yeah, that's definitely the key thing is bringing across. The domain parking conversations, bringing across the analysis, getting some of the, the AI and getting those conversations onto the platform. So yeah, we're more than happy to create quality content, definitely.
Absolutely. Okay. Okay. Wish you best of luck. Oh, absolutely. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I mean that's. I think that the reason why domain parking kind of exists in its current format is basically because it's simple. So you hand off everything to Google and you get paid a penny a click. To create lead generation forms, there's obviously a regulatory angle of it. You need to have buyers for your leads. You need some kind of tracking system to ensure that leads that are passed across are paid, and then you need someone to negotiate the commercial agreement. So I believe it has been thought of, but the current parking way people think about it, or the big companies, is it's on volume. It's on volume. They make good money by having 1 million, 5 million, 10 million domains. So there's technical challenges in creating the new system, which is, it has been thought of. Like I said, Paul Laskos's sportsbottles.co.uk is a great example of a domain parking site. I mean, he's going more into the website side of things, but the more people that have ideas and innovate, the better.
Of course. That's better for the industry. We need to have more experiments, more diverse approaches.
I think it's really important to put ideas out there in the open. If it motivates someone else to create the thing that makes people's lives easier or generate more money, then I'm okay with that. I'm always open with what we're working on and stuff. And if someone can come along and do a better job, absolutely go for it. The more options that people have, the better.
Absolutely. Okay, and about Hostmaria, it's just I'm putting all the comments on the screen. Whatever, yes, even there was one spammer. That's okay. That's okay. So you bought OscarRomeo.com.
Yep.
Close to 1 million.
Yeah.
US, pounds, euros.
US.
Why?
Well, like I said, we've got.
My apologies for such a straight. That is not a wholesale price. That is not a wholesale price for a 2-letter domain name.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Super impressive, but is it?
The floor price of a 2-letter.com is 600,000. That's the absolute floor price of not a great combination of letters.
Okay.
So
when you not the liquidation price, or is that the liquidation price?
That's liquidation. Liquidation is maybe 5.
So you, sorry.
Liquidation price is maybe 550. The odd 2-letter comes up behind closed doors at 550, but you typically won't see one below 650, 700. I would think is the absolute like for Joe Public, for you to even be aware of it. You're looking at maybe 700. End user, you're looking at maybe 2 million, 5 million, or.com. When you look at potential suitors, you got like Oracle.
Okay. Yes.
They bought Oracle bought database.com for, I can't remember how much it was, 10 years ago. There's some huge companies around the world running off ore. There's a big commercial property company in South America. You've got good marketing collateral like walls for cart door.
Yes.
It's a great link shortener. There's quite a lot of practical use, and in terms of, from my point of view, it gives me really good credibility, right? Because if you want someone to sell your domains, okay, have they actually bought a domain for 6 figures? Have they sold a domain for 7 figures? There's a lot of people that talk about it, even big industry players that have never sold a domain for 6 figures, let alone 7 figures. So this is just one of many strategic acquisitions we're going to have over the next 2 years, especially as we launch the platforms and the fractional ownership. We've got quite a lot of big backers in the background where we're really going to pile in, because the opportunity is now. To be honest, there's a lot of amateur people doing it. Yes. There's a massive opportunity. I think registrars, if you take something like Epic, the business model isn't necessarily, everything hinges on the domain name. So if you have a platform and you can offer registration through the platform, forget about email and SSL and all the other things that are comparatively hard to manage an infrastructure team and everything else, versus just offering the domain renewal side of things. So I think that's going to be a big shift across, which is why we're quite confident in what we've been buying.
David asks, doesn't the value of 2 letters highly depend on the quality of the letters? Oscar Romeo, well, these are good letters, or
the value. So the scrap value is irrespective of the letters. I don't know. It's quite a weird one. So obviously, look, we've got some on the UKs. We've got 1 letter UK. So we've got h.uk.co.uk, D. I can't remember. There's 4 of them. So
you've got h.uk.
Yeah, and h.co.uk as well, the pair. D.co.uk, the pair.
Oh,
I can't remember what they are. There's 4 of them. But the key thing is it's much harder to sell them than it is to sell a 2-word exact match domain, because there's so many end users for those kind of domains, especially on comms, because that is the gold standard, whether we like it or not. But in terms of us so the point I'm trying to make is that it's very much beauty's in the eye of the beholder. So what you might think is a good letter doesn't work in China or vice versa. So yeah, I think that some of it's the beauty in the eye of the beholder. It just applies to so many companies with 2 letters or 3 letters. There's a lot of companies with really long names that when you shorten them down, it's just way more brandable. I mean, a lot of the conversations I'm having with people is if you have the top domain, okay, your SEO is going to be a lot easier. Your trustworthiness is a lot higher. Therefore, your return on investment is a lot better when you advertise, because people remember it, they trust it, they'll click it, and they'll buy from you. So it's quite a good opportunity for someone who has a business that understands domain names, to go in and buy a premium asset and dominate that industry. Back in the day, it would take 20 years, 30 years to build your reputation. You need a store in the right place, or, you need the branding, you need the PR and stuff. So it's a huge shortcut for people that understand domain names.
And plus, it gives you a ticket to a club of ll.com owners. The club is not that big. How big is it?
I would say there's probably 20 owners, maybe.
Okay.
I think there's 676 combinations of 2 letters. There's a chap from China who owns
Ju.
Yes,
I've been having conversations with him all the time. I'm trying to get him. His English is really bad. He always uses translator. I'm trying to get him to the London Domain Summit. If we could get him on the stage, we would need Bride, of course, a translator, but it would be amazing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it was interesting because he bought Yuming.com.
Yes,
Yuming.com. That was, it was a massive Japanese celebrity or something. It was quite expensive when he paid for it. I think it means domain in Chinese or something along those lines. It's meant to be one of the coveted domains, a bit like Symbolics was the first domain ever registered. Yuming's kind of on par with that, and he's on another level. He owns dn.com, and I mean, it's just his portfolio. Absolutely amazing domains. So yeah, probably I'd say there's a handful of owners.
So, and around 20 of them.
I don't know. There's 676 combinations.
Yes.
When you factor in Dayu, I think he's got 50. Maybe something like that.
And then of course, many are owned by corporations. So we would exclude corporations. And talking about domain investors.
In terms of domain investors, I don't think there's that many, because it's such a high price point.
Yes.
And you really need to understand the area that you're working in with 2 and 3 letters. If you buy wrong, you're going to take a big hit.
Have you seen any samples of big hits?
Yeah, probably iw.com was
really.
It was owned by a publication, Investment Weekly or something.
Okay.
They needed some money. They ended up selling it for like $550 or something last year. It's published on Main Bio.
Yes.
But that was a big hit, because that should have been, at the time when 2 letters were doing well, that was maybe an $900,000 domain.
So even on the floor price, they lost. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I suppose 550 is the absolute bottom for a 2 letter. We owned, last year I bought 8 3letter.coms. So floor price on them is, if you can buy it for 12,000, you're doing really well for a 3letter.com.
Oh, three letters. Yes. I thought 3 numbers. Yes. Numbers. Yes. Okay. 3 letters. Yes.
Yeah, 3 letters, 12,000. If you can buy it for 12,000, you'll make money. Typically you'll sell them for, well, I mean, we were selling at 20, 21 and buying for about 12. So there's a bit of money there.
And we can say DN Journal, the top sale of recent sales is a 3-letter, ECL.com.
Yeah.
ECL.com, 600,000.
Yeah. I mean, there's some really nice 3 letters around. I think that's one thing that, when you talk about letter combinations, that's huge for 3 letters, right?
Yes.
The gulf is massive. With 2 letters, not so much. But certainly with 3 letters, you need to be really careful in terms of the letters you're buying. But there's some really nice ones. There's ryd.com that's up for sale. SHH, so .com. There's some really nice ones. And they're kind of, for a decent 3-letter, you're probably looking at 300,000 upwards, like the one that sold for 600.
I just saw something yesterday or day before yesterday on Twitter, and somebody said, "Hey, I made a sale of 3letter.com, and the letters all were good, BCE or something like that, for $15,000." And I was very surprised. I thought, come on, that is a liquidation price.
Yeah.
You don't brag about that on Twitter. But
yeah, that's I mean, again, remember, some people have held it for 10 years. They might have paid 2,000.
Sometimes you just need money. And I sold my 2-letter domain name to Angie. I just needed a mental break. So I sent out 2 emails, hey, whoever will come first. And Angie made me an offer. I sold to her. I took my family, went to Spain, and just relaxed a bit. Yeah. So sometimes you get these hits at the business when you need to have a break.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, so on the .uk side, we've got 26 2-letter .co.uk UK pairs.
Wow.
So I'm quoting out about 4 domains a week, and typically I'm quoting at 50,000 for a pair plus VAT. But when I spoke to Sam, he was fairly bullish on two letters being worth 100 to 200,000.
Yes.
But I think we're around about 50 to 100,000 is probably where you're at for 2 letters. For a pair.
Interesting. I have 30 or 33 or something like that. 2-letter Portuguese names. .pt.
How are they doing?
The worst letters possible. Always X is, but still they're fine in Portuguese. 0 requests. 0. Well, I just
0.
0. Yes, I have 10 .be, 10 or 11, something like that, and then I have 33 Portuguese, 30 LLs for LV for Latvia.
Okay.
And I myself Latvian, originally from Latvia. I live in the UK, and that is my market as well. So, and I'm known in Latvian market as well. So, I hold those names. No.
One of the things we're going to do with Flip and Brandwell is we're going to launch in Australia and Canada.
Wow. Okay, go on.
So obviously the opportunity with Latvia and Portugal is also an opportunity for us, because with these second level domains or country domains, they're generally an afterthought wherever they go.
Yes.
So having dedicated platforms specifically for those extensions and only those extensions is how we see quite a way of. There's
Brian,
2 ways to attack.
If you want to go towards the Portuguese, I can put them for sale on your platform.
Okay.
You will have 30 LLs.
Okay. Nice. We'll do that.
I'm one of the I've been always only after the LLs.
Okay. Yeah. No. Definitely. Well, let's do that. I mean, so
about Latvia, I don't think I would let you enter that market. I'm keeping that for myself. I've got lots of plans there.
Okay. Well,
sorry.
Maybe we can work on it.
Better not to touch Latvia, please. Let us stay friendly.
So, I mean, just one thing to touch on is we own 6,500 comms. Okay. So parking revenue is $50 a day. We get 3 buy inquiries every single day off 6,500 domains. So if you want to get regular deal flow, I think you need like 2,000 .coms. Okay. If you move that across to .co.uk, I think you need 8 to 10,000 domains to get regular deal flow. To put it in context, if you want to actually make a living and sell for decent prices, you need enough deal flow. And I think you're at 8 to 10,000. And specifically with UKs, I don't think the domains that you think will sell. So what I mean by that, it's going to be 2-word domains, 3-word domains. There's quite a lot of sales that happen on those. When we acquired Brandwell, I looked through the history of the domains that were being bought and sold or offered on, and it was weird stuff like nextdaymattress.co.uk. A lot of domains that you wouldn't necessarily see on domain law for like £50 or whatever it is. They're the kind of ones, or buying in the forum for like £10 domain. They're the ones you just want to basically stack up on, and it is a numbers game.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Yes. And Sam has been talking about that as the same. He's got tons of premium domain names, tons, and then he sells this domain that he wanted to drop.
Yeah,
he was just about to drop something, and then he sells it.
Yes. He's selling Migrate. I think one of his is Migrate. Okay.
Cobra, nice Jokes. Yes.
Oh, Jokes was his, was it? Okay.
Yes. What are your last sales? Can you share some?
Yeah. So this month, $70,000 in sales. So
Okay.
so what did we sell? We sold planetcitizen.com.
Planet Citizen.
$12,000. JoeLong.com for $6,000. It's a big window manufacturer in Australia.
Oh, I see.
Beerhug.com to a craft brewery in Australia.
Yes.
And then I've got a 3-letter .org that's basically someone's creating a crypto coin and they want the domain. And that's 45,000.
45,000
Yeah.
for somebody who
and
wants. Wow.
I'd say it's quite this month's been, we've had a lot going on, so it's been quite quiet. There's quite a lot of work involved in when you sell the domains, you're generally educating people, you're giving them comparables, you're explaining why they should buy it, you're trying to help them get through that, help them to understand that buying a domain is painful. Okay, if you're not feeling pain, you're not really that committed to buying a domain name. So I think next month we'll do 6 figures. There's a few .co.ks I'm working on that are just taking time, because that's a real education process.
And what are your targets? The
For
minimum
sales?
targets? Or do you have minimum targets or the normal targets? How do you organize your business? What are your renewals, the total of your renewals, if you don't mind? 100, 150?
We've just increased our portfolio quite a lot. So probably, maybe 80,000, 100,000 a year?
Yes, so 100,000 a year, of course.
Somewhere in that, but we're
And
probably...
those would be just renewals.
Just renewals.
Just renewals. And then, of course, acquisitions come on the top always, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So the key thing we're doing is I've got a lot of clients who've got large portfolios. So I'm looking to go from, say, 6,000 domains up to 10,000, 20,000, 50,000 domains in the next kind of 12 to 18 months. So we're looking to go for real volume.
Yes.
I think buy domains have got 200,000 domains, I think, something like that. So there's some big players out there. The key thing is that when I started off, I had to be really selective over buying it absolutely the right price and making sure I didn't make a mistake. Because if you buy a domain, I've got quite a few that I bought for, say, $5,000 or $10,000. If you get stuck with one of them, it's very difficult because that's all your cash flow tied up until you sell that domain.
Yes,
and you will get stuck. Probably the biggest thing I would do would be go to .db.com before you buy any domain name and see how many registered extensions the domain's taken in. And if it's above 5, you're onto a good chance of selling it. If it's above 20 and upwards, then there are a lot of people to buy that domain. What else am I working on? So haulage.com.
Haulage, okay. Yes.
Haulage.com. I bought that in December for £10,000.
And it is .com, not .co.uk.
No, .com. Haulage.com, bought it for £10,000 in April. Whenever we buy a domain, we generally put it on Bodis to get some kind of insight into the traffic behind it.
Okay.
So there's generally like a 3-month incubation period, and then we look to sell it. So I started outbounding last week. So shout out to Jag. He tipped me off with a potential buyer. But we're in discussions at 67,500 plus VAT. So we'll see what happens with that one. But hopefully by the end of April, that one's sold. So there's quite a lot that's going on with domains.
So Ryan, the working day is here. 1 hour is over. Sam hasn't joined us. That's okay. I will edit the title of the
next time.
Next time, of course. Next time.
He's probably selling domains. He's probably got a few sales lined up.
Now, when Sam has sold something, you will definitely see he's shopping, he's relaxing, and he always shares the happiness with everybody. Yes.
Good.
Okay, Ryan, very, very nice talking to you. And then let us have a chat and maybe let us meet for a dinner in London. I'll send you an email, then we can arrange the times. Why not?
Yeah, definitely. Send me an email and we'll go for some dinner. Sounds good. And thanks for your time. It's good to walk through things.
Okay, and thank you everybody, and enjoy your Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and maybe one advice from you, Ryan, to a new domain investor.
Pick your domains really carefully. Do the research. Watch the podcasts. Go on the forums. Get educated. Look at the sales history on Name Bio and the UK domain sales.co.uk. Get educated before you take the plunge. And if you get it right first time, then you're onto a winner. But just, do your research and go to the N Forum.
So create your account at dnforum.com. It is in good hands. It is in good hands, in the hands of professional domain investors.
Just get in there, ask some questions. People are always willing to help across any of the forums. Watch some podcasts, ask some questions, and people will generally help you. And then
and Ryan, if you decide to do some video series, I have dnmom.com.
Okay.
Like a YouTube dedicated only to domain name live streams. Not live streams, domain name videos. I'm putting all our live streams there as well. So I will create a tag for you as well.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking at videos. The podcast thing's quite new.
Yes.
I've thought about it in the past, but never got around to it. But
yes. And DNMom is very, very specific. I allow everybody to create. So whoever is watching, if you are creating videos about domain name industry, about domain name niche, go create your channel, start uploading the videos. It doesn't matter. You can shoot them with your phone. Go in there. It is all about domain name. It's vlogging about domain names. Yes. Okay. dnforum.com. Awesome. Thank you, Ryan.
Brilliant. Yeah. Thanks for your time.